All that sounds to me so nice. All that sounds to me.
So today we're going to take a look at Midjourney as a standalone tool, and we will discuss about how we can actually use Midjourney as a platform to the fullest to get the best quality images out there. So if you go to Midjourney, this is one way to actually generate images. There is another very popular way of interacting with Midjourney, and that is via a Discord, right? So if you have your Discord accounts, you can basically go to Discord. You can install it on your phone or anything like that. What you can do is once you go to Discord, you can set up your Midjourney as a bot in Discord. So what happens is that this is going to be acting as a conversational model to you. So you can come here, select the bot. You just need to connect that account, whatever account that you have already subscribed to. Just connect that account into Discord. So you can do this by coming here, going to your profile, and go to account settings, and you can connect it with Discord. Just click connect, it will be connected. Then if you go back to Discord, you will get this bot right there. So once you get the bot, you can communicate via the bot here. So it will give you a basic instruction on how to interact with it. So it is not as user friendly as using the actual website, because there is no create button, there is no imagine sections, nothing is there. You need to interact with codes, right? So for instance, every conversation starts with a backslash. So if you write backslash in your chat window, it's going to say what we need, right? Do you need to write a prompt? Do you need to imagine or create something? Do you need info? Do you want to blend two images? All of this can be done here. So if you go here and write imagine, then you can write the prompt. The moment you write imagine, the prompt section will come there, and then you can write whatever you need here, and you enter this. The image is going to be generated like this. Every creation, you'll basically get 4 versions of it. You can, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and you will get these options right next to its buttons. So U1 means upscale 1, U2 means upscale 2, like that. Upscale 3, upscale 4, that's U. V is that create variations of V1, V2, V3, and V4. So if you click on V4, then it's going to take this image and create 4 variations of this style. Same will happen with every creation that you're doing. And if you're happy with the first set of outputs, if you want to upscale only one, you can choose which one to upscale, click on that, and that will be upscaled, right? So when you upscale it, your credits will go, right? But you don't have to worry about this in Midjourney, because once you subscribe to a monthly plan, you can actually generate pretty much unlimited stuff, right? Especially images. So this is how you can actually interact with Discord, but the ideal user experience is definitely inside the website. So the best experience is always on midjourney.com. So I would advise you to use midjourney.com here. So let's say if you're coming to midjourney.com, this is the best way to use it. The reason why Discord is very popular is that a lot of people already have Discord and they are in that community. They can see the Discord. So yeah, that is one other major advantage, right? So if you go to Discord, you can get access to the Midjourney community here, which gives you access to unlimited user prompts. So if you come here, you can see a lot of threads which are created by users, their prompts, the generations. You can see it live, and if you like something, you can basically create a variation of that. It doesn't have to be your work. You can create a variation from there. You can steal the prompt from there. You can reuse it in your scenario, and there are so many threads which are being used. There are events like prompt battles, which will be happening all the time. There will be some themed generations happening. So there's a daily theme generation contest which is happening here. You can see prompts based on environments, different types of environments and things. You can take that from there. But it's a huge set of resources that you can find in the Discord channel here. So definitely check this out. But for your image creations, if you just want to create and generate images and things like that, this is the best option out there. So once again, the main things that you need to understand here is the explore window. So when you come here, you will get this interface where you can explore styles, images which are created by other people, and videos which are generated by other users, right? All of this can be remixed and used. So for instance, if you like a particular video, if you click on it, you can get the content right there. You can scroll through it, you can generate the new content and things like that. You can copy it, you can start editing on that, it's right there itself. You can copy and you can take the prompt from there. Image is also the same thing. You can go there, you can get the prompt, you can use it just like that. So if you click on this, it'll come there, you change the stuff that you want to change here. So for instance, instead of Game Boy console, I'm going to just change this to a Leica M4 camera, repurposed as a fish tank, several bright something. Okay, it's all fine. I can delete this part, I don't need this. So instead of this, text like printed on the casing with red logo. Okay, let's say that if we are trying to recreate this stuff and I'm just clicking submit, it will immediately go to the create panel here. So if you click on create, you can see that it's already 23% right now, and it's really fast compared to every other image engine. It's simultaneously generating 4 creations, and it is faster than generating one image in a regular image model, right? So you can see it is almost complete. Towards the end, it will take a little slower because it is working on the finer details and things like that. And you can see that we got the stuff, right? And like I M4 camera, reimagined as a fish tank. So we were basically just taking that prompt and modifying it. Super easy to do that in Midjourney. So now again, if you go to images, we can see something called styles, and there is a huge library of styles which are available for us to explore, and these are pretty amazing, right? So if you come to a particular style, let's say this one, and you click on try style right here, so you can basically try that style. Sorry, just so let's say so what it basically did is that whatever we previously created, it tried the same prompt with that particular style added to it, right? So we clicked on try style. So it took the previous prompt that we made, applied the new image style to it, and it generated an image which looks like super cool. It's really, really useful feature. So for instance, if you don't want that style to be tried on your previous prompt and you just want to use it, you can come here, look at the style which is appropriate to you. You can also search here, right, for let's say blur. It's going to show us a lot of styles which is based on the theme blur, right? So I'm going to take something like this, I'm going to copy that, and that comes out right there. So this is the style reference code. Somebody built this style and saved it as a style reference, so it is going to come like this. So I'm going to just write a beautiful young lady riding a horse through a windy meadow in moonlight. Bright moonlight. This is what I want to do, and this style ref is added. I'm going to click OK. We'll come back to create, and I'll be building it on that. So the prompt is ours, style reference is added. So you can also see on the side there is an aspect ratio, and there is the weird parameter. So weird parameter in this scenario is added in this sref itself. It makes or exaggerates the image naturality. So if your weirdness is 0, it will give you a more photorealistic image. If you are increasing your weird parameter, it will basically create something which is a little absurd, right? So we have the creations. It's beautiful. So if you look at the creations right now, it's brilliant. The way that the light actually works, the way that the rendering is, the blur works, everything, it's beautifully done, right? So you can imagine that when we were actually learning about traditional LLM based image creations, because previously we were using that narrow banana in the first section, basic sections, we were using traditional models where we created a formula. We were talking about intent, we were talking about environments, we were talking about tones, we were adding parameters like the camera, shutter speed and things like that. None of that is necessary here. SRF actually carries all that data and it automatically pushes it to build a style or recreate a style just as easy by adding that to your prompt. One other thing that you can do here is that you can combine two as well. So you can actually copy one. Along with that, you can actually copy one more, and it will generate a hybrid style there, which you can definitely experiment with. And maybe sometimes it will work, sometimes it might not. So that's what happens in Explore with styles. Now, if you come to create, this is where all your creations are going to be. Whatever images that you are going to create, it is going to show up here. You can later take this and then you have some options here. For instance, let's say you're going to come here and you will see that there is V subtle, V strong. V subtle means that very subtle variations just added to image and then create 4 variations of it. So for instance, if I'm going to click this, it's going to start building another set of images with very subtle variation to this image, right? Subtle variation. So you can see that the hand has some variation, the horse has some variation, the face angle has a variation. It's a very subtle variation, right? But if you come here and you say that very strong, and if I click on that, it's going to create 4 more variations where each images are going to be very different from each other. It's not going to be the same. The variation is going to be strong, much powerful than this. If you look at this, you can see that pretty much everything is the same. The compositions are same, the angles are the same, and things like that. But if you look at this right now, the variation is much more evident, right? 2 photographs, look at the horse, the way that they are standing, look at the way that the girl is sitting and all that. It's a complete varied shot, right? So this same thing, it created strong variations, and the same thing, it created subtle variations, right? So you can actually tweak this as much as you want to create the right composition for your design projects, right? So this is what you can do there. Now there is another option here, which is called edit, right? So if you come here, right, this is the option where you can edit. It's an editor, it's a Midjourney editor which is available. You can edit from a URL, you can edit an uploaded image. So there are so many options which are available here. So for instance, let's say we will edit an uploaded image, right? So I'm going to upload an image. Let's go to our desktop, let's upload an image. And this image is uploaded here. So what you can basically do is you can erase a certain portion. For instance, let's say that I'm going to erase this particular bus from here, and I'm going to say that a red fire truck. So instead of that school bus thing, I want a red fire truck. I'm going to submit the edit, and it's working on that. So you can see the original here. It is working. You can see again, every variation, whatever you create, is going to be 4 variations of that, and it's going to work on it, and it's going to give us something from there. So it just erased it. There is another option with the tentacle in a different way. There is the fire truck added version, and there is nothing there as well. So this is the version that we basically asked for. We wanted, instead of that bus, we wanted the fire truck, and it actually did it like that. So red fire truck, everything is a color and everything is working, and we have the weird addition there as well. So this is what happens in the editor, right? There is something called the restore as well. So for instance, if you want to, let's say I can just come back to the original, and I can restore the original image in here. Right. There is a smart select option where I can come here and I can select a particular object. So just like our magnetic selection or lasso, magnetic lasso and all that, you can select. So for instance, if I select this, I can just select the sky, and I can maybe replace this or erase selection from the sky and all that stuff. I can do a lot of things in there. So you can also see the layers which are being added to this. You can add another layer and you can edit or add something into it, right? So this is what an editor does. Very basic operations. You can actually create multiple compositions. You can ask them to blend, and all that stuff will happen here. So let's go back. Let's go to organize here. This is where you can basically organize your projects, right? So you can say, see only the images, you can see only the video, what is upscaled, what is not upscaled, based on aspect ratio, what version did you work on. You can see all that stuff. You can also select everything. You can move it into a folder. You can like this, you can trash it, you can download everything in one go. Everything can be done in the organize panel. If you click here, you can create a folder, and then in that folder, you can add projects too, right? So that's something that you can do there. There is personalize, which is an option. So you can see that you can start teaching Midjourney about what you find beautiful, right? So right now it's saying that personalization is blocked. That is because we don't have a global profile or we don't have a mood board, right? So we haven't created a mood board yet. So what we'll do, both of this, I'll show you how this works. So first, let's go and create a mood board, right? So we are here. You can actually make a mood board, right? So you can come here, upload images. So for instance, let's say that I'm going to go to Pinterest and we'll look for a particular image style, right? Okay, let's say we want to take images like this, right? So I want to create an image mood board like that. So I'm going to just take some images which looks in that vibe of images. So I'll just copy some, download it here. I'll only take stuff which has that red background. Okay, so we have some images. This is something which takes a lot of time to find the right stuff of images that you want, but we have this right now. I'm just going to select everything, only the images. I'm just deselecting the stuff which is not that, and I'm going to open that. So we have all the images right here. Okay, so you can name this whatever you want. So let's say red vibe. Okay, I'm going to call it like this. And we have that mood board, right? So now whenever you go to mood boards, you can see that the red vibe mood is active, right? So when you select it, this is selected. You can actually use it in your prompt, right? So when you see that in your create window, when you click select, the mood board is added in here. You can see that in very light words, mood board 74, that is your mood board's number. It's added there. So just like style reference, but it's not as perfect as style reference, right? Style reference is a trained model, but this is just a mood board. It is going to look at this mood board and create something like that. So let's go and say that we want to use this in a design, right? So I'm going to select this. I'm going to go to create and I'm going to write a prompt. A young, beautiful in a red chair. Just use only this, right? Looking weird, sad, and with messy hair, right? So we'll use this. Let's click create. And it's in create right here. Okay, and you can see image has been, it is generating. It's a woman who's sitting in a red chair looking weird, sad, and all that. And the same kind of lighting and background and all that, which is inspired from your mood board, right? You didn't prompt anything about the style, the visual style, the blurring camera or anything like that, but from your mood board, it was able to generate an image which looks beautiful, right? So if you look at the skin tone, if you look at the light, the way that light interacts, the way that photography aberrations are captured, it's way better and advanced than any other regular image model, and then you will understand the true power of it. So there are more controls that you have to unleash the entire power of this. We will talk about that. Now we have spoke about mood boards. Now if you come to style creator, this is where you basically create a style reference, right? You can basically create a style and you can go with it. So you can basically take a prompt that we have done earlier. So for instance, we took this, right? And you can basically create a style. So this is the image. Now you can basically scroll to refine your style. So basically it is giving you some options where it's an existing style reference. So if this aligns to something which you, or it is already on the internet, you can click on that, and that is basically added to your style reference. You might find something that aligns to that style. So maybe this one, two selections. Might choose this one. So it is still working on it, right? So it's basically understanding what is our style right here. this one. So we have enough, I think we have enough trained stuff here. So once you're happy with the training, right, everything is done and you have trained the system, you can end the session, right? So you can, once you do this, you can actually save this and that will become your sref. You can keep coming back to it and you can keep refining that idea and you can personalize that stuff, right? So as I told you, to unlock personalization, you can click on this. You need to create a global ID. So what I'm coming here is that this is where you personalize your Midjourney experience, right? So you're here. First task that you have to do is that you have to select four images that you like. So I'm going to go down and the image styles that I like, I'm going to choose that. This you can change it later also, so it doesn't matter too much, but if you choose something that aligns to your style, that would definitely be better. You can see that that's getting added here. So this can be coming from various genres, right? This is not, we are not stylizing or we are not creating one style. This can be coming from different categories or styles of image, something that you like, right? So you can choose abstracts, you can choose surreal, you can choose illustrations. Whatever is your style, you can choose them. It doesn't have to be connected in any way. Okay, so now our profile is unlocked. You can continue teaching AI that these are the images that I prefer, right? You can do it now or you can do it later. So I'm not going to continue teaching, I'll just try it now. So now we have our global profile active, right? Now with this, you can actually do a lot of stuff. You can go to personalize and your personalization is on. And you can come here and you can select your profiles. You can create profiles. You can make a new profile. You can say that, okay, that's going to be my style. And you can set that profile here when you are selecting, right? You can choose that personalization while you select or create an image, right? That personalization will be on. So it will suggest images in the kind of quality and style that you like generally out of everything, right? So that's what personalization does. It's a really, really interesting thing. Style Creator is still in beta, so it might not work in the perfect way, but you can keep training the tool saying that this is one style that you like. It's not a profile, it's not what you like, it is about one particular style. You can come here and you can see the tasks which are given by the community of Midjourney. Sometimes there are going to be contests. So for instance, rank V8 images. We are currently in V7 of Midjourney version 7, but you can go here and you can sort of see the V8 rankings, right? So press 1 or 2 for quick selection. Out of these two, which one do you like? That is the question. So if you select this, you can select anything. It's not, again, not a comparison. It's not the same style and all that. Whatever you actually think that is going to be worth it, you're going to click like on that. So this is something which basically will let you see, you will get points definitely, but you are helping Midjourney to realize how good the new engine is and things like that, right? So once in a while you can come here, help Midjourney, and you will get points. You can actually use it somewhere else, maybe later, right? So keep doing this. These kind of tasks will be available here. You can also go to the explore page where select the image that you think most belongs on the explore page, right? This page. So you can curate stuff. If you like something that needs to be featured, you can select saying that, okay, that needs to be on the explore page from here, right? Something of really astounding quality, you can say that, okay, that needs to be there. It could be some particular rendering that it is doing of a texture or something like that, or just a visually stunning image that needs to be there out there. You can rate them. So this is all going to train Midjourney about what people generally like and all that stuff, right? So keep doing these kind of activities as well here. Now, you can actually go to Explore. We are going to go back to Explore. I'm going to show you a couple of more things here, right? So let's say we are going to type something which says, a man walking in the wind wearing an old samurai costume, something that looks like an Akira Kurosawa frame. Okay, so this is what we have to create. So now there are certain codes like parameters that you need to understand. You can do a couple of parameters in here. If you click on settings, you can change a lot of things here, like weirdness, stylization, variety, speed, things like that, what version you are working on and all that. So if you need something like a landscape, and if you want it to be like 16:9 because it's a movie ratio, you can do it like that. You can say that the stylization can be a little more. I need the weird value to be something like this. And if I do that, and when I create an image, it's going to generate again 4 images in that aspect ratio. So that is what we can actually do in there itself, right? You can create some pretty interesting image. So by default, if you don't do too much of prompting also, you might get an interesting image. That is the power of Midjourney. And look at the quality of images that it's being generating. It's pretty cool, right? Okay, we have some really interesting images, like a frame from a film. We have these images here. Now, let's use this text. And let me talk about a couple of parameters that we can actually add, right? So for instance, if you want to quickly change the aspect ratio without doing it in the settings, see, one of the reasons these parameters exist is because of the Discord, because in Discord, these kind of settings are not available. So those days when Discord was the only way to actually do, design in Midjourney, we have to use these codes, right? For instance, for aspect ratio, it's like 2 dashes, 2 hyphens, and then write AR, and then you enter the value. So something like you want it in 3:4, right? So 2 hyphens, aspect ratio AR, 3:4, and then it is going to generate images in that aspect ratio. So you can say that it immediately changed the aspect ratio and it's creating images like that. Right? Okay. So let it generate. We are going to use the same text once again. Now, another thing that you can do here, and I don't think this is actually available here, there is a parameter called chaos, right? So if you say this, like chaos, and let's say that I'm going to make it to 80, right? Chaos is going to be 80. Let's say how that is going to come, which means that it is going to be an unexpected result, right? It will be much more dramatic and chaotic than a regular normal image, right? So you can see how the results are going to be. So this is the aspect ratio corrected one, right? You can see the results here. This is the chaotic one. So you look at the drama, look at the dynamism that you have in that image. It's unpredictable. It doesn't actually, so everything is actually there, right? It is a man, a Japanese man wearing that costume, walking and all that in wind. Everything is there, but very chaotic compositions. We don't know, nothing actually looks similar to each other, but everything is extraordinary images, but the chaos is too much, right? So that's one parameter that you can do. So stylizing, let's say we're going to use the same text, right? And we are going to say that stylize 0, right? Stylization is 0 right now, and we are going to generate that. So the other stuff that you see, you can see that the stylization is 150 here. The first one that we created, stylization is 150. The first one that we created, stylization is 150. And we are creating something right now where the stylization is 0. So exactly like what we prompted, it is creating an image, right? So it's not, Midjourney is not actually interfering with different styles of photography or anything in here. It is basically like what we said, a samurai walking in the wind. It's still high quality image, but my point is that it's verbatim, right? It's taking everything. It is not adding any photographic styles to it. It's not adding any blur. It's not adding any sort of artifacts to it, motion experiments, effects, nothing. This is 0. Stylization is 0 here. But if you look at this, you can see there is a lot of grains, fast shutter speed happening here, fast shutter speed blurs, right? Very experimental photography when your stylization is high. And that's a really interesting parameter, right? Now, you can, another thing that you can actually do is style ref you can do. So the style weight is also, or maybe let's say mix and match codes, right? So let's say this one, and I use that. Let's take two style references. This is one, so we will go maybe in another window. I'll just take two styles, right? So let one be this. I'm just gonna take this style, go to create, paste that there, and we'll go to another style. Let's go to this style, or let's go to this style. Not this one, I think this one. I'll copy that in here, right? So there are two style refs here. Come back to create, we will paste that here. There are two style references, right? So it is going to create a hybrid of those two styles. As I told you, it is going to take two styles, it will create a hybrid. Okay, so you can see that it's a combination of two different styles, and again it creates a brilliant style, right? It looks super cool. There's an illustrative style to it, and then that glow effect to it, which works perfectly well. So this is what Midjourney image making is going to be. There is a lot more that we will explore when we are actually using it, but this is, out of all the image engines that I've tried, this is the best engine out there, and this is something that as a designer we should be using, right? Now let me just tell you something else. So let's say if you are going to take this, right, there are a couple of other stuff that you can do here as well, but I'm going to take this image, and this is how you actually work with images, sorry, videos, right? So if you come here, let's say this particular image, and you have some options here. There is an animate manually option. There is also an auto animation option. For instance, let's say that if you are going into auto and say that at low motion, it's going to create a very subtle animation without breaking the consistency too much of the image, right? So for instance, let's say that I'm going to click low motion. It's going to create a video. So it's going to take a little more time because it's a video that we are actually making. Now here, we don't have much control on what kind of animation it's going to build, right? Because we set that low motion. So it is going to study that image and it's going to create an animation based on the context. It will think about the prompt that we gave to create an image. So it is samurai, Akira Kurosawa, all those keywords it will take into consideration when it's creating a motion, but it's going to be very subtle. We don't have any control over that either, right? Okay, we have it. Let's take a look at this. Look at that. This is super cool, right? A samurai walking in, the details of the walk, the way that the snow moves, everything is good. There is a slow motion version of, okay, just speed ram sort of version, which is slow, and then eventually getting the pace and then walks. Every element moves physically accurate. There is the last version where he's sort of like turning around and he's moving like that. Yes. So we have all that. That's the video version of it. Now let's go back to create once again and let's take something from here. Let's say we are going to take this. There is always a manual animation option as well. So this is basically going to work like this. For instance, there is a start frame, right? Where you can basically say what is the prompt, right? You can write the prompt here. So already there is a prompt that what we gave to correct an image, it is there. We can actually choose the end frame as well, which you can basically take it from, select this, animate manually. So that's a start frame and I need an end frame. I'm gonna choose that. Okay, we have it. We have start frame and we have an end frame here. And motion is low and I'm going to click create. So we selected two of our generations itself, right? This is the start frame and this is the end frame. So basically what it will do is it will try to create what happens in between, right? The start frame and the end frame, two pictures, what will happen inside. So it could be the camera moving around, it could be the person turning around, it could be anything that can happen during that duration. I'll create a video like that. Again, just like images, the video generation model is really good. So it is not working on our traditional models like Kling or Runway or anything like that. It's working on Midjourney's own model, but it's really good, especially for stylized videos. Okay, we have the images, so now we can see it. One frame, how it actually changes to the second frame, right? The person is turning around and was walking away, because that is the caption, a man walking in the wind. So there is wind and they're walking, right? So there are four variants on it. We can take this, we can again extend it manually, we can correct it, we can delete that, we can give an additional prompt, we can fix it. But this is how Midjourney works as a platform, right? So I hope this was clear. I will see you soon. Till then, bye.